select here.
Cool.
So right now, TeamLess has the option. They're going to go ahead, first ban on Nautilus, and Ari will be banned out in response from Megashock. And Nautilus, fantastic jungler. So much CC on that dude, and Ari. Ari's had a few recent changes to her. She's had an adjustment to her ratios, but she's still good.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Nautilus at MLG, really coming to fruition in the past few weeks. Everyone knew he was good, but competitive play, he's been the go-to jungler. He just provides so much CC. Ooh, and a Darius ban there.
Yeah, Darius, he's been seeing a lot of play. But, Baron has said this, quite often that, in lane, he pretty much loses to everybody. He just needs, that jungle presence, and he needs to, but once he gets ahead, he stays ahead. Yeah. So that's just really and they just don't want to risk it. Urgot, now, we gotta talk a little bit about Urgot,
Let's talk about it. He's kind of a beast, and he's been the go-to AD bot lane for a while now. His late game is just the most ridiculous thing.
It's pretty disturbing. It's pretty wrong.
No, yeah,
I mean, he's a disturbing guy.
No, yeah, he's ugly, he's fat, and he's beefy, and he just rocks late game. He's a monster.
He's not the prettiest guy to look at there in the club, but once he gets fed though, he becomes pretty dangerous. Shen gonna be the last ban out for Megashock. And what? Fizz.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Well, I had heard that at the Reign of Gaming Invitational, the mid player, I forgot who TeamLess's mid player is.
We'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, we'll find out in a minute. But he plays Fizz, and he plays it pretty well. And we saw TSM ban out Fizz, and we saw a couple other teams banning him out. People just don't know really how to handle him all that much.
Well, he's a very elusive critter, and here's the thing though, like where Fizz excels is against. Well, he excels against a lot of champs. But where he really excels is against teams with a lot of skill shots. You can just go ahead, playful trickster. It's just such a devastating skill. And even then, even if you do have just like insta lock on abilities, I mean, he just kind of just stands up there, just stays there for a minute.
Yeah, you don't really see him played that much. I think maybe it has something to do with his skill cap. He's a little bit difficult, and yeah, but if he gets ahead, he does pretty well. Lee Sin and
That's strange going into this as well. So I just mentioned he does well against skill shot champions, and who are the first two picks here?
There you go.
For Megashock, Lee Sin with the wave and Corki with the missiles. You can just go ahead and evade those all day.
Yeah.
So Soraka and Maokai here being considered for TeamLess. Maokai still a fantastically amazing jungler, and Soraka. Here's the thing though, like silence against Fizz works a little bit better than silence against most APs, because if you silence Fizz, that shuts him down completely. He can't evade, he can't do any of his stuff. And then Mordekaiser.
Oh, an Alistar, huh? Okay.
Okay, Alistar Corki, it's pretty aggressive lane.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the Mordekaiser Fizz matchup, if that's what's going to be happening in mid, but I suspect Mordekaiser would do pretty well against him.
I think what they're trying to do is to just push him to tower.
Yeah.
If you push Fizz to tower, I mean, early on, he has the ability to go ahead and clear creep waves, but it's going to cost him a lot of mana. He's just going to be, playful trickstering to try and just get the AoE and just sit there auto-attacking Urchin Strike, just whatever you can to just clear the waves. So I think that's really what you're trying to go for.
Yeah, the curious part though is since Mordekaiser's early game is so weak and he's so susceptible to ganks, and Maokai's CC on his ganks is so strong, I see that posing a really big problem for Mordekaiser's early game. I mean, if he can get away from it, that'd be good. But with the dive from Fizz and the Maokai CC, that's gonna be pretty troublesome for Mordekaiser.
And Fizz, he's very elusive. He has the capability to dive very early on. He's full of burst.
Yeah,
he's full of life.
Yeah,
and
just call him burst.
Call him burst.
Yes.
Let's call the man burst.
Yeah.
So Graves and Olaf go ahead for the last two for TeamLess, and going for the Kennen pick for Megashock. So yeah, so Kennen top lane against.
Olaf. Oh,
still switching it up here.
Happening?
Whoa, hold on here.
What's going on?
Now I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, it's gonna be Olaf top, and I don't know how does the Kennen Olaf matchup work out. I don't know too much about it.
Well, Kennen has the mobility advantage, and of course it's a range versus a melee.
Right.
So Kennen can definitely get the harass on as well. I think what may end up happening is, Kerp's going to know, is like, okay, I can't really quite harass him down. I might just go ahead and just try my best for, wave clearing capabilities. So he may actually see Olaf try and max out the axes first, just so he can go ahead and, get the minions out of the way and just try and, minimize the harass that can be done. That also may very well be that Ken may just be looking to push the tower. But, we'll see how it goes. So, Mordekaiser, Alistar Corki is a pretty good lane combo bot too. It's very aggressive, and Corgi has a lot of burst damage available to him.
Yeah, I mean the sustain there from Graves and Soraka, it's going to become a farm lane for them. They're just going to try to play safe, right? And they're going to just sit tight and hopefully. The thing is, Maokai's attention. You have to put so much attention on the mid lane with Mordekaiser because you have to get him behind in the beginning of the game or he just gets out of control. He just spirals way out of control. So it's important. So a lot of the attention is going to be on that mid lane. So I think it's going to allow Graves and Soraka to do a lot of farm, and it's going to rely and Alistar and Corki are just going to have to take a lot of risks to be able to achieve anything.
Yeah, and as Soraka does have the silence, so that does amazing. That does amazing against an Alistar who's looking to be aggressive, wants to get the positioning, headbutt, pulverize, all that jazz. But in team fights, that's only one silence. So it's just kind of like, priority of, whoever's most fed or in, the heat of the situation. Like you may want to silence the Kennen just to, prevent the ult. But if Mordekaiser gets ridiculously fed or ridiculously ahead, that could be very much a problem. And not to mention, Kage's lucky pick the DFG. It has been tweaked. It does no longer provides the mana regen. So may actually see an early pick into DFG from Mord for the extra burst.
Yeah, I totally agree. And what's also interesting is that I thought the Kennen pick was a little weird with Maokai, with his ult and being able to prevent that AoE damage, and then picking such an AoE-centric champion like Kennen late game. It's all about that AoE.
Yeah.
So really interesting pick there, and I wonder if that was just purely off of knowing the matchup well against Olaf and knowing how that's going to perform. But I feel like late game that Kennen just going to fall off so much against Maokai.
Well, I think it's more they have their initiation. I think they need a little bit more on their initiation because Lee Sin, if he ever tries to go and initiate someone with the Q, that's just kind of like signing a death warrant. it really is. Mordekaiser is out for, he doesn't really have any CC. He doesn't really have many means of escape. He's just there purely for damage. So Alistar on his own, he's going to be in a support role. He can only do so much with a headbutt pulverize into a team. So I think Kennen is really going to be the one starting out the plays, trying to make the plays happen as they go on. But like you mentioned before, Maokai, he has the ult. He can mitigate a lot of that damage. You can twist it, advance him, and just keep Kennen still, keep him away from the rest of the team. So kind of like be like the soldier jumping on the grenade. The tree taking the lightning hit for the rest of the team, if you will. Wow, okay.
That spiraled way out.
Yeah, that spiraled a little bit too far out there, but
that's a bad example. That's okay. Bad analogy.
But it's hey, trees get hit by lightning all the time.
All the time.
All the time. If they didn't want to get hit, they wouldn't be so damn tall.
Okay, so you play jungle a lot. How do you feel about Maokai? I think his clear is so slow. I mean, of course, everyone knows his clear is pretty slow, and his ganks are strong, but late game, he only has that ult, I feel like, to contribute. I mean, he has a medium to strong initiate, in my opinion. I just feel like there are better picks than him nowadays, and I don't really understand the Maokai pick. I don't know. I think he's kind of fallen off.
Well, I think in this particular matchup, it's a pretty good pick because you have a lot of AoE damage. I mean, you got Mordekaiser, he can go ahead and get in. You got Corki with all the damage. And Kennen, just the late pick, just happened to be a nice happenstance there as well.
Yeah.
So even if Maokai is reduced to an ult, it's going to be a pretty good one for this team. Not to mention, the CC, it may be single target, but it's extended. You have the twisted advance, and then you can follow up with the Q and keep them occupied for longer. The only thing with Maokai is that his jungle can be very predictable, and he's very much like a Shaco sometimes, where if you want to clear with minimum help from your team, you have to get those saplings down, and you have to get your camps, and you have to get everything planned out. Lee Sin, however, he's faster in the jungle, but
he's a beast in the jungle.
He's a beast in the jungle. Fast. But the thing is, though, he can fall behind very quickly, which can be a pretty big problem. So it's it's just all a matter of, will he be able to get the ganks? Will he be able to get the kills he needs in order to retain the lead in the jungle? Because Maokai, that's definitely where Maokai's advantage lies. Is whatever kills Lee Sin doesn't grab, Maokai can come in from behind with better counter ganks than he can ever provide.
Yeah, and that's also the thing too, is that Maokai is a gold per 5 jungler, so you usually build him real tanky. You get the Philo Stone, and you get the Heart of Gold, and then you can just kind of roam around and not feel like you have to clear the jungle. Unlike Lee Sin, who has to clear the jungle, like he has to go. And so every time he goes for a gank, if it's not successful, he just takes another step down, and he's more and more behind. Unlike Maokai, who can just free roam. So Maokai's a pretty safe pick in that regard. But then again, Lee Sin can snowball like nobody else. He gets ahead, and he can just...
He stays ahead.
He stays ahead. He stays way, way ahead, and that's really good.
There is a very strange thing here about the Maokai, though. Maokai starting out, boots, 3 pots, sight ward. And usually you see Maokai start out with the regrowth pendant, so that way you can just go ahead on your first back. You can just straight out buy the Philo Stone, whether you get ganks or not. So it's going to be a little bit of a delayed Philo Stone in exchange for the mobility. So just going off of that, you can tell Frogert's going to be going for a relatively early gank.
Yeah.
Saplings are going down on Wolves, going for the safe option instead of trying to put the saplings down at the raids, because that's what most Maokais do. It's the easiest option. But there is vision on TeamLess, and right now TeamLess is going to be going in and tabs, forcing the flash from both Corki and Alistar. That is going to hurt them immensely when they get down to bot lane. Those ganks are going to be so easy for Maokai. Yeah,
we're going to see probably a level 2, level 3 gank with those boots like you were talking about. And now that those flashes are burned, I suspect that we're going to see an early kill, I imagine anyway.
Bot's looking pretty tasty. Bot is looking really tasty right now. It was like, both of your flashes are down. We managed to burn them both. It's like, hell yeah, I'm going to go gank you. Hell yeah. But, you got to go ahead and get down there first. Going to go ahead and clear the blue. And actually Froger's actually wandering up top lane.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, never mind. He's just going to go throw down, put the ward for safety, do the safe option, and then make wander on down. So probably going to go run on down, head over for the gank here on bot. Nice ward placement, though, from Megashock. But there are no pink wards from either team. There's going to be no clearance, so there's going to be a little bit of time that needs to be made up here. Frogert may also just go ahead and gank right through the lane, but there is vision on him now doing the wraith, so they have an idea where he's at. Lee Sin just trying to finish up on the blue. He's got both buffs first, so might actually be wandering down bot.
Yeah, that Maokai jungle path was a little peculiar to me. Usually you go to the bot, and try to go to the wraiths and control that area. And your saplings give you vision, and you start with race, and then by the time you get back to race, you're level 3, and you can do a mid or a bot gank pretty strong. But he started at Wolves first, which...
Lee Sin, he's waiting. He knows. Nice call
smart
on the sapling.
guy.
Very smart guy. Saw Lee Sin coming in through the ward, had vision, wanted to make sure that he's not doing any funny business. And, that sapling in the red will just dissuade him just enough. But they do have vision on him once again. He's going quick for the invade, going the long way around. But in the meantime, Kerp just getting the ignite down onto the Ken. He's trying to make something happen here. The Axe will slow him, has to force the flash away. And Kerp, the ignite will also be exchanged here as well. So Olaf and Ken in top lane, they're both hurting pretty bad.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting tug war up there, as they're both low life, and it's just going to be...
There's Maokai coming into Twisted Advance onto the Mordekaiser with the Safeguard. Lee Sin actually gets caught up in the queue as well, but the Ignite does go down on Mordekaiser. Can you do the damage? Tabs will actually be able to get away, but Mord with the shield and the Safeguard just barely, but no, First Blood will go to the Maokai, albeit just barely.
That was really nice. We talked about that, right? That he was going to dive on that Mordekaiser. You got to get him early game. And Lee Sin was smart to hang around, because I think he knew, that the other team has to make plays on Mordekaiser. And if he gets to stick around and help him out, then he's going to be able to help him to stay even. But he's got that First Blood money, and he's happy. He's
got the money in the bank. He's got the Philo Stone now. He's pretty happy about that. Lee Sin did get his double buff refreshed, however. So he's going to have that for a little while longer. It's just a matter of, what will he do with it? Top lane's being pushed pretty far. Bot's being pushed pretty far. He saw what happened when you try and gank mid. It's just, the best you can hope for there is a counter gank, because Fizz can just go ahead and get away. So I'm not sure if he's going to get all too much from that.
Yeah, I think he's going to go into farm mode. As everything's pushed up, there's not going to be a lot of opportunity for him. I guess Fizz is a little pushed up in the mid, but yeah, he's going back, he's buying, and I think he's just going to get right back to farming until there's a little bit of a better opportunity for him.
Yep, the ward going down in front of the Wraiths over there onto Megashock. So just want to get a little bit more vision in there. But both of his summoners are burned, but the harass possibilities are just endless from Fizz. He just go ahead, Urchin Strike, get those quick attacks in. There's the headbutt and the pulverize down onto Metalex. And there Corki is there to follow up with all the damage necessary. He is ignited, he is exhausted, but should be able to get by just fine. And now here is the counter attack from the Soraka. All the stale bananas trying to put some hurt onto the Alistar. Dem bananas doing work.
Yeah, blowing all their summoners on the bot, man. That
yeah, the flash down, the ignites down. It's just there's only so much can be done.
Oh, here comes the Lee Sin bot. Oh.
Ooh, Lee Sin is now coming the long way around. There is the flash from the Soraka. He's level 4, does not have the kick, but he does get the slow. And Soraka is caught between a cow and a wall, and will go down to the Lee Sin. And you know now there's reason for concern. Mentioned before, once Lee Sin starts racking up those kills, he stays in the lead. So now there's a very big threat.
Yeah, he's really pushing that advantage. He got 2 Dorans, so he's just like, I'm just going to hold on to this advantage. I'm going to invade. I'm going to gank a lot, and I'm going to steal your farm. You're not going to have anything, so you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Look at that. Just
stealing the blue Wraith, and there you go. Trying to get the wave down to Fizz, but they're very smart shielding over to the ward, just so you can go ahead and get out of there safely. So Metalex is going to have a little bit of a tough time. Granted, the farm is even, but you got an assist on Corki. That definitely means something. But Frogger does get caught out. There was a ward there in the bush, and the ult from Mord will be a tree ghost, maybe, possibly one more tick. That thing does. That's a very long dot. That's a very long dot.
Yeah. Yeah. He just was out of his place. You know, he went, he was looking around, he's probably waiting to get that gank, but Lee Sin knew, again, he's just like one step ahead. He's like, well, he's going to come in, he's going to try to gank, I'm going to come in there and just do work on him. So Mordekaiser not getting put behind like he needs to, and he's going to get out of control here pretty quick. I mean, his farm is pretty superb. He's ahead by 16. He's got the kill. He's got the kill, so he is looking really good. And as soon as, I mean, Fizz is going to have a really hard time at this point. He's pretty behind. He's pretty behind.
Just had the blue stolen. Maokai's going to figure that out. Frogger is going to be walking around like, hey, it's mine. But you know, you got the timers down, and you know, Maokai traditionally just goes for that blue first. So good knowledge on Megashock to nice on the timers. Going to go ahead back and now perfectly time getting his own red. So once again, Lee Sin 2-0-1. Pretty well off here to start the game with double buff once again. So now the ganking may very well continue. Olaf is pretty well pushed top lane, so that may be a good target as well.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see what Lee Sin's going to do from here, because he's so far ahead, and the thing is, everything is so pushed. I mean, I think he's going to go, yep, he's just farming, he's getting the blue, he's controlling the buffs. I'm curious when Dragon is going to start making start being important in this game. I'm surprised that Red with their advantage, Megashock with their advantage, they haven't been controlling it much. I mean, bot lane is all by themselves right now. They're going to push up and maybe a Dragon. I'm not sure.
Well, I think they don't even really need to at this point, because if you're looking at the game right now, like from a critical perspective, like pretty much every lane is straight out winning because of the help from Lee Sin. They're not winning by a huge margin. It's about a 1K lead for Megashock in terms of gold here, but it's still enough of a lead for them to throw their weight around, because Lee Sin, with his presence, can go ahead and make a difference in every lane because of the position where he's at. And there you go, Fizz trying to make something happen down onto the Mordekaiser, but Mord will have just enough damage to finish off Fizz and get another ghost for the push-in.
Yeah, that mid lane is gonna get just ridiculous. I mean, that's what we talked about. Mordekaiser's ahead, and they're going to try to trade, and Mordekaiser's going to come out on top, especially when it has his ult. So now he's just going to... Oh, man, he's so far ahead. Poor Fizz.
He's doing pretty good for himself right now. Got the revolver, so there's the extra sustain. We're gonna see. Are we gonna see the lucky pick here? You're gonna go ahead for the magic pen boots. How much gold does he have right now? Actually, it's a very good question. He doesn't have enough right now, but he's got the most gold in the game so far. It's pretty good for him. And Graves and Soraka, this is a sign of when you feel that you're behind in lane, when you go back and try and grab your own jungle creeps when you have the opportunity in lane.
Yeah, it seems like every time I look down there, TeamLess is out of place. Like they're not in their lane. They're out doing something. They're trying to catch up. They're warding. They're
getting engaged upon there. The headbutt pulverized from Alistar, just grabbing Graves. Just a few centimeters shy from turret range. Just good timing on that. Just when you can go in, the timing where you can get harassed is just amazing for a very aggressive combo like an Alistar or a Leona bot lane even.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you have Alistar and Corki, they just smack you around. One just stays all the way in the back. Corki just doesn't even need to get close, and then Alistar just pushes and shoves you around. If you're out of place, he just punishes you so hard.
Yep.
And that's why that lane's so hard. I mean, hard to play against
Kerp trying to get slow here, and there is the slow. There's a stun. That's everything you needed with Lee Sin to keep you still. And Kerp could have blown the ult. He could have, but it was a 2v1 situation. He knew he was gonna die. He knew it was kind of not really the best reason to ult. So just I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm gonna save it for next time, if there's a next time.
Yeah.
So,
there's no next time.
There's no.
Yeah, and so Lee Sin just buys the Heart of Gold. I think that gives him a little bit more freedom to run around. He's so far ahead that he wants to go and do more ganks, which is going to put him a little bit far behind in his jungle.
Right.
So in that case, this is going to help him out.
There's Mordekaiser trying to sneak around. There's the Maokai ult going off, and there's a Fizz ult as well. Once again, the Ghost going to give a little bit extra health gain. But
my God.
Might be able. There is the flash and the miss on the Q for Frogurt. But here's Lee Sin to save the day. The ult is not up on Lee Sin, but it's not gonna matter. Still gets the quick kill onto the tree. Wow.
Lee Sin broing it up, just going in and saving lives and killing people.
That's what he does.
That's what he does. He kicks people in the face.
He kicks people to hurt them and to heal them. It's like he's like, oh, you feeling bad? You got a cold?
Kick you in the face.
So I'm gonna kick you in the face, and you're gonna feel, your sinuses cleared up too, didn't they? Yeah. Feels a lot better. But El Muppo, top lane, has to lightning rush away just to get away from Kerp, and there Kerp is going in on this, pops the ult, and that's why he saved it. He wanted to make sure he can go ahead and get that kill, and he got it. But in the meantime, though, Megashock, they had their man advantage. He decided to just swoop right in and take the dragon real quick, extending their lead even further.
So it looks like Olaf took... What did he take? He didn't take axes. He's not maxing axes first. Is from what it looks like. So
he is. No, there we go.
Oh, yeah, okay, you're right.
Is maxing
Good
axes.
call. So yeah, I guess the axes are really allowing him to poke and just farm safely, and it's really paying off for him. I guess that's what you need to do against a ranged top. You really just need to stay away.
And that's where Olaf excels though in areas like this, because he can stay away from a pretty far, and the range of the axe. It's malleable. You can go ahead and change the range on it.
Yeah.
You don't have to always throw it the entire way, because you can just go ahead, walk right over it, pick it up, do it again. And that's the ability. That's the advantage for running off with the axes. Most melee range top laners that do have like some level of range harass. There you go, Ho Kennen going in once again for the ult on Olaf, killing time, waiting for Lee Sin to come in, and there is the dragon kick, but does not follow up with the Q. The axes will keep them slow just for the time being, but here comes Mordekaiser. Is his ult up? Yes, it is. Will he be able to go? We're just going to go ahead for the Olaf Ghost. No, they're not going to use it just now. Oh, actually, no.
He's like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. He's like, no.
No, Olaf, I need to have him on my team. He is a benefit to all of us, and he's just going to go ahead and run on his own and try and just harass his, go Ghost, go.
Just look at the farm difference in mid lane, 122 to 91.
That's pretty
huge.
He's
got 3 kills on him. He's got 1 assist on him. It's
bad.
Yeah, the people in this game that can snowball the hardest are snowballing the hardest right now, and it's gonna
keep going.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be bad. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so Megashock's got a pretty good notch carved out for themselves here, and things can only get better from this point on. Corki actually gonna be passed with blue for the extra spam down in bot lane, so that's gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge. Granted, Alistar does have a little bit of regenerative properties there, but been laying the Earth coming down from the ground, trying to get some extra damage there onto the Mord. And Fizz will actually come in for the shutdown. The ult was not up. Used it on the Olaf earlier for the extra pushing power. but just did not was not able to get that there. And that's the thing with Mord. You know, he doesn't have all that many. He has no escapes really.
Right.
He can just go ahead and just stay there and keep on hitting stuff.
Yeah, props to Fizz. He's behind. He's getting them Doran's rings, which actually I think he builds Doran's rings whether he's ahead or behind on this.
Yeah.
When I see him play, but yeah, he built. You know, he's got a little bit of sustain. He's like, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna mix it up. We're gonna trade, and my burst is beastie, just like yours. So when he's low on life, then
might as well
just do it.
Just do it. You know,
just make it happen.
Just make it happen. He's got a lot of, you know, he's able to do quite a bit with just those few Dorans, but Maokai trying to make something happen there onto the Lee Sin, but he should be able to get to safety. But once again, Megashock being aggressive at TeamLess's own tower. And we, with the blue buff now, there's so much more spam that Corki can't provide. The ult going down from Metal X, flashing for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. But there you go. Metal X is still in pursuit, having to force the ult onto Alistar, but he will get taken down in just one more hit. So Corki down bot lane.
That flash, I think it made Alistar have to stick around for like a quarter second longer than he wanted to, and that resulted in his death. Yeah, I don't know. It was a show. He was showy Flash.
Why not?
He's showing. He's dancing.
But right now, El Muppo being found out does flash away, does pop the ult under tower, but Kerp pops his own ult, trying to get something happening there onto the cannon, and very good coordination coming up top lane from TeamLess to go in for that gank, forcing the flash out of cannon, forcing the ignite out of him as well, and the ult, and still dying to the two-man gank. So now this is where TeamLess, they know what they need to do now. Fizz, he's a very major boon in ganks, and right now Maokai, he was picked up for the reasoning of the ganks, but he's not quite getting what he wants because Lee Sin is actually, you know, really kind of, you know, taking the game away with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about actually, because I feel like the bot lane, Megashock has been pushing really hard. That's kind of what Alistar allows you to do. Allows you to zone the team. You can't get in close. It feels you can farm.
Oh, Soraka trying to back.
Oh gosh,
that was quick.
Yeah,
that was real quick. But it's okay. Now you got a fruit grocer on your team, getting some extra hits down. Graves, you're being hit by your own support. You might want to get out of there. There you go, one more banana.
Oh boy.
Oh man, if that actually hit, if that actually did, it would be something. But there is the summoner heal being thrown out, but he's trapped under his own tower,
Graves,
and that will be it for the Graves. Yeah, if Graves got taken out by his own support,
yeah,
that would have been quite ironic.
And what do you call the banana when it's a ghost? That's what I want to know.
Ghost banana?
Ghost. Okay.
Guys, spectral banana. I don't know.
The ultimate slap in the face. Getting banana to death by the ghost Soraka.
By the ghost of a banana. The ghost of the Chiquita Lee. But there you go. Fizz now trying to close the gap here, and there is the twisted advance from Maokai. But in the middle of all of this damage,
I don't know what they were doing there, man.
They tried to get something. They tried to get anything. But that's
the thing,
though.
Did they not know he was there? I feel like they knew it was a 2-on-3, and they kept chasing. They turned around for like a second, and then all of a sudden they just blew up.
But they were right in the face of the three champs that can hit more than one person simultaneously. So you have all the bursts available. You have everything. Just like, you know what? Yeah. I don't need to focus on one of you. I can just hit one of you, and you're both gonna die.
Not totally sure on that call, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they only thought two of them were there. Maybe one was in the bush. I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah, who knows?
I hope it was.
We'll hope so. But the gold lead, the lead for Megashock continues to extend. 4K up in gold, 6 kills up. They also got +1 tower. Dragon is back up. It is warded, so TeamLess will know. But there's an Oracles on Alistar. Nice fresh pickup there. And you go ahead and get some extra harass down through the wall, but dragging the dragon out of the pit, out of range, just so you know. Oh, I don't think they got it. Pretty sure, yeah, they did not get that with that steal. That would have been amazing.
Woo,
that would have been amazing if they did, but unfortunately they did not.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Well, so 5K gold advantage, you know, middle of the game, it's a decent amount, but one thing to note also is that the extra kills are
Kerp trying to get some damage done on the outskirts of the tower down to Lee Sin. But TeamLess going to know better. They're just going to go ahead and back off just for now. It was like, yeah, we tried it. Don't like it.
Yeah. They have a 1 tower advantage. And like I was saying, Maokai is the one that keeps getting killed, basically.
Right.
And he's the gold per 5 jungler. So him being out of it, not a big a deal if it was one of the laners, so that's good.
El Mappo trying to get the damage down to Fizz. Playful Trickster right on over, but the burst might actually... Wow! That's the power of the Sheen. That is absolutely the power of the Sheen. And that's the thing, though. Lichbane, getting sandwiched, trying to Ursh. Oh, look at those escapes, but no. Nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. Almost made it out. You almost made it.
And Kerp thinking going bro hard here.
No.
Yeah, not...
making a bad decision.
Yeah.
Making a bad decision. There's the Alcer. Nice timing
that was.
on the ult from Kerp, but it may not be enough. There's Lee Sin to follow up. The Ghost is gone. And Megashock will just go ahead and walk out.
Props to Fizz for really knowing how to play the character.
Yes.
Tabs. Like, he knew, he's like, I only have a quarter life, but I know I can kill you with full life because I play this character all the time. Like, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
So good for him. He knew exactly. He came out there with like a sliver, so he knew the match. It was going to go in his favor, and he... Yeah, so props to him.
Was not counting on the Mord, though.
No.
Come
on, so, yeah, I mean, good. The other team is really communicating well and really floating around the map really well, too. So they're helping each other out. It's looking really good for Megashock.
And, like you mentioned before, everyone who needs to be fed to be effective is getting fed. Mordekaiser, 6-2-4. Lee Sin, 4-0-2. Corki, 2-0-2. And that's all you really need. And you also see Kennen going to be building into that Zhonya's in just a few hundred gold. That's going to be all the initiation Megashock needs. Once that Zhonya's done, it may very well be over.
Yeah. The Lee Sin build is pretty interesting, too. I mean, he was really ahead in the beginning, and now he's kind of going on the tankier side of things.
Yeah.
So, I think he knows that Mordekaiser and Corki are going to be able to deal out a lot of damage, and so he's taken more of more of the tanky side of the bruiser aspect, and he's going to be living a long time. He's going to go right for that that AD in the back, one of the carries in the back, kick him out in the team fights, and play a pivotal role in then winning the game.
Yeah, when I first started jungling Lee Sin, I would always go for Wriggles, and then I realized I have not a whole lot of health actually. This could be pretty bad. But see, that's the thing with the Dorn's build. You pick up 2 Dorn's Blades, you have the extra health. You have the Hearted Gold, a little bit more, and you got your GP10 just in case things don't work out.
Yeah.
And then you see, look at all this extra health, Phage, extra health and armor and magic resist on the Aegis, which it's not too uncommon to see the Aegis on the jungler, even if you are that far ahead. And Lee Sin's just like, hey, I got all of this extra gold. What could I possibly buy to help out everyone else? Because remember, for the longest time, Corki was okay in lane. Kennen was okay in lane. They were winning, but not by huge margins. But now, in the teamfight phase, it's going to help so much more. And there's the Pulverize. Kerp cannot get out of there in time. The ult has been popping. There's Kennen going in, Tree for the back line. Frogger's now being caught out. And so, once again, the Maokai being focused on the ult going down from Mordekaiser onto Kerp. Wants to make sure he can get that Olaf Ghost. It's going to be amazing help. But there you go. Fizz is going to be the first one to fall. Olaf goes down. Kennen goes down. Maokai goes down. There's a little bit of a spread.
0 for 4? Did that just happen?
No, 1 for 4. 1 for 4.
Oh, 1 for 4.
Kennen did go down.
I saw the ghost.
Well, you got the ghost, so essentially, at one point in that fight, it was a 5v2. Even though it was one of you guys. Well, 6v3, 6v2, whatever it is. Yeah. It's math. Math. It's still the morning here on the West Coast. It's too early for math.
Yeah. Well, that's the power of their team, right? They have these crazy AoE comps. It's not necessarily direct AoE, but Mordekaiser hits everybody.
Corki hits everybody.
Corki hits everybody.
Alistar
CCs everybody.
Kennen hits everybody.
Kennen hits everybody. So they're and Lee Sin has the potential to hit everyone too. So they're doing tons of damage. Maokai wasn't where he needed to be with his ultimate, I think, in that fight, and so they just got worked. Straight across. And
saying that Maokai's ult does a fantastic job at mitigating damage, but there's not a whole lot of tankiness on the rest of the team. Soraka can only have so much as a health as a support. Fizz, granted, Fizz, he doesn't build too much health. One of the pivotal parts of his build is going for that Lichbane, so you have that extra burst damage. The way Fizz, is built and, plays, he wants to go ahead and burst you down and kill you before you get too much done on him. Top lane, Olaf, granted, he does have a little bit of health, he does have the ult, but it can still only do so much with that extra armor and that extra resist.
Yeah.
So it's just too much. It's just frankly too much damage to reduce.
Yeah. An issue with Fizz too is that he's one of those AP carries that has to get real close.
Yes.
And
you do not want to get close.
You don't want to get close.
You do not want to get close to these guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you get in there, you're gonna get CC'd, you're gonna get smashed all over the place. Lee Sin's gonna hit you, and he's gonna kick you out, or he's gonna kick you back towards behind their team, and then Alistar's gonna hit you up. I don't know. Fizz is
basically,
difficult.
yeah, it's difficult against a team like this. And even then, even if you could go ahead and Playful Trickster out of everything Megashock has to offer, there's still the Kennen ult to deal with too, because that's a pretty huge AoE.
Yeah.
And you cannot Playful Trickster the entire distance out of that thing.
Yeah. I mean, and some of the more damaging stuff that they have, like Mord's ult, you can't Playful Trickster out of Mord's ult.
No.
So, like, it's on you, that's it. So, like,
yeah,
it's not as effective in the fight as some of the other, as it could be against, like, skill shots and some other things. So you just get
right, you just get rocked.
Yeah, you just get rocked. Slapped in the face.
So TeamLess is here on the ropes. Megashock is just proving how much he can do, and there you go. Fizz trying to get some damage in, escapes, but he's got the Mordekaiser ult on him. El Muppo trying to get some extra damage here with the ult. Urf does pop up this zone, but there's the Zonias keeping Kennen safe. A little bit of an extra static electricity going on before he dies. Megashock's down a man, but look at Tabs, look at Kerp, very low. This next minion wave may actually be more than enough. Mordekaiser's still at full. Alistar and Lee Sin still healthy. And they just go ahead, swoop and take the tower. Despite the fact that they're down a man, they've got the Baron buff. They can go ahead and afford to do things like that. Tower in mid goes down. Inhibitor is the next target. And no one's gone back. Right now, TeamLess can't even really afford to back, even though they're so very close.
Yeah, that's the power of Mord right there. Just like give him full shield, throw him in the front, take a bunch of damage. He doesn't lose hardly any life. You just burn his shield down. Meanwhile, everyone is in the back, just hounding you, just slapping you around. And Mord, he does too much damage to ignore. So like he's super tanky, and he's doing tons of damage, and he's 8-2 with 219 farm. He's in beast mode, and there's nothing you can do. And so that's when it starts getting out of control, when he's does too much damage that you can't ignore him, and he's too tanky that you have to ignore him.
Right. And then at this point it's you're hitting mid game. You're hitting mid game and you're about 9K in the lead. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean there's not really a whole lot TeamLess can do. I mean how much, there's not Baron buff is gone. So Baron should be respawning in about 2-3 minutes. So that's going to be the next objective TeamLess is going to have to try and work on.
Yeah.
The inhibitor is not going to be coming back up for a while, so it's a bit of a risk to try and contest the next Baron. But if they want to have a shot, that's going to be the best and easiest means to do so. Fizz can go ahead and get into the pit pretty easy. He has the mobility to do it, and Olaf can go ahead and get in there as well for any attempts on to steal. But like you mentioned before, if you single yourself out, you saw even in that last fight, you see Fizz just go ahead and queue in. He leaves the fight. He Playful Tricksters out of the fight with half health and Mord's ult on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you get in there and you try to get out, but you can't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they're not doing a whole lot of damage. TeamLess, they're not, and the team is just building tanky. They know they're not doing a lot of damage. They want to live forever. I mean, Lee Sin bought 2 belts. Like, what the heck?
What? Oh, he does have 2 belts.
Yeah.
He's got 2 pairs of pants on. What's going on?
Yeah.
Was he a Kingdom Hearts character? Come on. Anyway.
Nice reference.
It had to be said.
Yeah.
It had to be said. They wear too many damn belts.
Yeah, they have a lot of belts.
They have a lot of belts on. But Megashock can just go ahead and walk right on in, smack the tower, and continue the push. I mean, they're just that far ahead.
I mean, everyone's tanky, right? Everyone's...
Yeah. Everyone's naturally tanky. Everyone's stacking health. You have the Aegis. You have all the protection you need. Alistar is just a beast.
I mean, even Kennen's got a giant spell and a Zonia's. Like,
right.
Everyone's tanky. So,
everyone's,
well, not Corky, but he can stay so far in the back.
Well, considering he's got the Doran's Blades, he's got the Phage, he's tanky enough.
Yeah.
More taking the most Corky's build, and there you go, Kennen trying to get the damage necessary. Right now, TeamLess trying to get their engage in. They're not engaging under their own tower. They just want to get them right outside the gate and try and drag them in, but it's not going to be doing a whole lot for them. You're going to go ahead and grab the Ghost Fizz, Ghost helping him out, and just pretty much all of TeamLess is pretty much gone. There goes the Graves. There goes the Quadra for the Mord, and that's how ridiculous he is. And that's it. You know, it's a 6v1. Not too much doing.
Ahead, yeah.
And Megashock's going to go ahead and focus down the Nexus. And game 1 going to Megashock.
Dude, GG. They played so well. That was really good.
That was good. And Mordekaiser, you know, you see Mordekaiser a lot in solo queue. You see him a lot in normals, and a lot of people just like, you know, oh, Mordekaiser, OP, I'm going to get all this damage, and just sometimes it doesn't work out. But, you know, very specific matchups, like against this Fizz. Because Fizz, you know, he can only do so much under tower. And that's what Mordekaiser naturally does. He just pushes. And Maokai was made seemingly useless very early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Mordekaiser. I mean, we see really successful Mordekaisers from Skara. He plays Mordekaiser every now and then on his stream, and sometimes in matches, not so much lately. And then Alex
we saw it once during IPL4.
Yeah, and
That's
Alex
so
each kind of brought Mordekaiser back into competitive play. I think it was at Kiev or something like that. Since then, he's been played a little bit. But the key thing is if you don't keep him down, he just gets too far ahead, and then he just that's what happens, and he just gets ridiculous.
That is exactly what happens. And not to mention, you know, the rest of the team did, you know, pretty damn well also. But yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and see what happens game 2. I don't think we're gonna see a Mordekaiser ban, because it's just, you know, very situational. It was done in response to the Fizz. Lee Sin was kind of like, you know,
was it done in response to the Fizz? I don't know.
Fizz was pick 1.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Fizz was pick
good
1 for Teamless.
Good memory.
So I don't know. Alistar or Kennen may see bans or first pickups. Probably we may see a first pick Alistar just to get him out of the hands of Megashock.
I think we'll see a Lee Sin ban. I'm feeling Lee Sin ban. I don't know how you're feeling about it, but
it's I don't know. We'll have to say.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Fizz picked again. I don't think we're
going to see him.
During that last team fight, you saw him. He's like shooting in the back. He's trying to get to Corki, and he just ran through hell, like trying to get away. Everything was just like,
he's like, I've made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, and then Corki's like, I'm just going to flash over the wall and just keep hitting you. And then by the time he tried to get back, it was all over. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But we're going to go ahead and see what happens. Game number 2. Teamless and Megashock game 2 coming on up. IPL5 EU qualifier number 2. Hat person here with guest caster Nick Allen, our IPL events ops man, team, everything.
Yeah,
missed you.
Oh, love you too.
Oh,
my God.
Okay, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Gonna go to a quick commercial break, and we'll see you in just a moment.